Hello friends, welcome to my channel Economica. I, Dr. Gopal B. Saraswat, welcome you all to my channel. The topic for discussion is attitude measurement. What is attitude? Attitude is something which is very highly variable in a person's nature and it directly connected with the psychology of a person. So let's first of all define attitude and let's begin with the measurement of attitude and how it is important in business research method while drafting a questionnaire. Attitude is viewed as an enduring disposition to respond consistently in a given manner to various aspects of the world, including persons, events, and objects. We generally come across with the different situations, persons and events, and we have a different attitude, positive or negative, for such objects, for such persons, and for that given situations. A company is able to sell its products or services when its customers have a favorable attitude towards its product and services. So attitude is highly important to measure because it is directly connected with the organizational values, products, services, and overall every corporate and business looking to find out and search upon the change in attitude behavior so that they can customize their product and make it favorable for the customer. Attitude components, there are three components: cognitive, affective, and intention, or you can say action component. Cognitive component represents a individual information, knowledge about an object. How individuals are having information and knowledge about an object. For example, if the respondents are asked to name the companies those are manufacturing plastic products, so which company brands they are able to recall showcase the individual's information and knowledge about an object. So this is cognitive component. Next is the affective component. Affective component summarizes a person's overall feeling and emotion towards an object. For example, you drink a various soft drinks and these beverages you have favorable opinion for is because of your overall feeling and emotions towards these soft drinks. For example, Pepsi, Coke, Limca, Sprite, or any other drink that a respondent willing to share their overall feeling and emotion, that is a part of affective component. The third one is intention or action component. The another name of this particular component of attitude is behavioral component. This reflects a predisposition to an action by reflecting the consumer's buying or purchase intention. For example, how likely a person is to buy a designer carpet. This may range from most likely to not likely events. Either you are highly likely to buy a designer carpet or this is unlikely a person is willing to buy a particular designer carpet. So this is a behavioral component. It may be sometime depend upon the circumstances, your psychology and the different other related events. Classification of attitude skills. The first is the single item versus multiple item. In single and multiple item scale, the difference between is in single item scale, we rely upon a single question with a individual scale. But it is very obvious that when we start asking a respondent in a or we want to analyze a behavior of a person or attitude of a person for a particular object, event, or a person, we like to ask many questions in reference to the same scenario, same event, or same person, so that we are able to acknowledge the in-depth knowledge or the hidden phenomena behind the response of a respondent. So in single item scale, we ask single question at a time. How satisfied are you with your current job? The person may answer very dissatisfied, dissatisfied, neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied. But this does not giving you a chance to a person to open up him or herself, whether it may be that a person is not satisfied with the job, but the comfort provided or he earned by coming up to this particular job, that comfort is suitable for that person and he is interested in the comfort, rather he is interested in the other kind of perks. So single item scale is having a limitation, that is not disclosing the full attitude of a person. Therefore we use multiple scale. In case of multiple scale, we have a series of questions. For example, if we draft the same question in a multiple scale, the questions became in your right hand side, how satisfied are you with the pay you are getting on your current job? Similarly, we have these same questions options: very dissatisfied, dissatisfied, neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied. Second question, how satisfied are you with the rules and regulation of your organization? And the third question, how satisfied are you with the job security in your current job? If that person is fully dissatisfied with the current job, the rules and regulation of organization, as well as with the job security, it is clearly indicating that person is highly dissatisfied, and response is showing the full attitude of the person. So we are able to measure the full attitude of a person. But in case of single item scale, the full attitude measurement is not seems to be happening, because we are not giving a chance to the respondent to open up. Next, the comparative versus non-comparative scale. Comparative scaling techniques here are divided in comparative and non-comparative. And comparative is one is paired comparison, constant sum, rank order, and Q sort and other procedures. Whereas non-comparative scales include graphic rating scale, itemized rating scale, Likert scale, semantic differential, and staple scale. So we are going to discuss some of the important techniques under the comparative versus non-comparative scale. So in the comparative scale, let's say, and start with an example, the Domino's Pizza Hut. So Domino's and Pizza Hut, these are the two different uh, outlets. Those are offering pizzas to their customer and they are willing to have a feedback. They are asking their customers to fill up, let's say, we are using a comparative scale, so we are trying to compare between the Domino's and Pizza Hut. So on the basis of satisfaction, so we use 11-point scale, where the 1 indicates extremely poor satisfaction, 6 indicates average satisfaction, and the 11 indicates extremely good satisfaction. So the first question was variety of menu options, both in Pizza Hut and in Domino's. So you can see here each question from A to I or A to L having these 11 options, 1 to 11, 1 to 11. So each respondent has to tick one option for a one question. For example, variety of menu option. If I am fully satisfied, I will tick on 11. Otherwise, I will tick on 1. If I am average or I am seems to be moderately satisfied, I will tick on 6. Similarly, for value for money, speed of service, promotion offers, food quality, and likewise, I will tick against the individual question like this. So each response of the respondent indicating the level of attitude that person is having regarding a particular object or a given situation. This is comparative scale. Second is rank order scaling. In rank order scaling, we have asked for the uh, respondent for ranking soft drinks according to their preferences. The most preferred soft drink should be ranked 1. The second most preferred should be ranked 2, and so on. So here we have a soft drink Coke, Pepsi, Limca, Sprite, Mirinda, 7-Up and Fanta. And the rank is against each soft drink has to be filled in by the respondent from 1 to 7. So like this, if I am highly liking the Sprite, I will give it 1 rank. If I'm like second preferred is Coke, then I will give it 2. So like this, I will giving ranking to each option of the soft drink. Constant sum rating scale. In this particular method, we are asking the respondent and we allocate 100 points to the overall options available in the particular questionnaire. For example, in our case, we are conducting a study on various schools into which we would like the respondent, especially the parents of the child, to fill in these questionnaires. These schools, as we are using the comparative scale, DPS, Modern School, Mothers International, PJ, DAV, Lakshman Public School, and Tagore International. Each school is being given position into this particular scale. But the total points scored of this particular question should be 100. So, if a parent likes their child to get enrolled in DPS and this is the most preferred school, then they will give a highest point to this DPS. Let's say 80% to DPS, maybe modern school 10%, then 5% to APJ, 5% to DAV, and the rest of it 0. But the overall points remain 100. So like this, constant sum rating scale works in the comparative scale. Non-comparative scale on the other hand, one is graphic rating scale where least preferred is given value 1 and most preferred given value 7. And between these two, the midpoint seems to be showing the neutral opinion. So like this, we ask our respondent to measure their attitude by scaling this bar either to the least preferred or to the most preferred as and where they like. Generally, you have seen this kind of thing while when you post your selfies, your photographs on Instagram, you create a opinion poll there and there you can identify this graphic rating scale where you ask your viewers to give their opinion on a particular image. Next one, the balanced versus unbalanced scale. As I said earlier in the beginning of this video, the attitude may be a positive or a negative one. So when we measure it, if we given a choice to the respondent or the options, equal options of positive and negative attitude measurement, this is called as balanced scale, otherwise unbalanced. For example, in the left hand side question, we ask our respondent to answer these questions. How important is price to you in buying a new car? Very important, relatively important. neither important or unimportant, relatively unimportant, and very unimportant. Here you can see the two options in the first two options are showing the positive attitude of the respondent. Last two is showing the negative attitude of the respondent, and the one showing neither important and nor important, are no opinion kind of thing. So this is known as balanced scale. On the other hand, in the right hand side, the following is the example of unbalanced scale where we are asking how important is price to you in buying a new car. More important than any other factor, extremely important, important, somewhat important, and unimportant. Here, the first four options are showing a positive attitude where only single last option unimportant is showing a negative attitude. So this is unbalanced scale. Another non-comparative scale is Likert scale. Likert scale is also called summated scale because the score on the individual item can be added together to produce a total score for the respondent. This is the multiple item agree, disagree 5-point scale. The respondent are given a certain number of items or statements on which they are asked to express their degree of agreement or disagreement. This is called a summated scale because the score on individual item can be added together to produce a total score of the respondent. In the previous video on this channel where I discussed about the reliability, validity and sensitivity. So in sensitivity, we are looking to identify and measure the attitude of a respondent on a degree of variance to the responses. So to measure that sensitivity, the Likert scale seems to be a best choice. Let's discuss an example of for the Likert scale to make things more clear. Here you can see there are 10 questions. First question, a company makes quality products. Second, it is a leader in technology. Like this, we have a 10 questions. And we have given a balanced choices to the respondent, two positive, two negative, and one no opinion. So strongly disagree, and disagree seems to be a negative attitude. Agree and strongly agree seems to be a positive one, and one for neither agree or nor disagree. So the company makes quality products. If as a respondent I have a no opinion for this, I will click upon neither agree or non disagree. So here each question will be tick marked by the respondent. But here we must understand that the respondent should not answer more than one option for a single question. Second thing is each question here or the especially the option here awarded with a value. I'll discuss in the upcoming slides. For example, strongly disagree. We have given a number 1, disagree 2, neither agree disagree 3, agree 4 and strongly agree 5. So 1 to 5 is the number given to each option. So for the first question, respondent marks the third option neither agree or disagree. This means either I will put a tick mark or as a while I code my responses I can make it numeric value of 3. If a respondent answer strongly agree, so it means that number 5. A respondent give an answer of strongly disagree, this means number 1. If respondent give answer disagree, this means number 2. So likewise, I can identify the responses of the particular respondent and I can calculate the overall score. So let's see an example how we are able to calculate the score. So here we can see that this is a questionnaire of 5 questions from completely disagree to completely agree. And here respondent asks to give their opinion. We must understand completely disagree is 1, disagree is 2, no opinion 3, agree 4 and completely agree 5. Let's see this. Here you can see for respondent given tick mark Tupperware products are made with state-of-art technology, and he completely agree. This means that 5 score for this particular question. Tupperware products are ideal for gifts. Fourth option, agree. This means the 4 marks. Like this, individual score is calculated for each question A, B, C, D, E. And the total score of the respondent for this particular questionnaire is 16. So this is how Likert scales functions. Next, the scale is staple scale. Staple scale measures up attitude in negative and to positive manner. Like here we can see that quality of food, you can rank it plus 1 to 5 or negatively -1 to -5. Similarly, the quality of services can also be measured like this under the staple scale. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching.